Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Technically Something. In this episode, I am talking about Tenebris Bay, Chapter 2, Episode 1, and I just kind of wanted to share the process that goes into each of these episodes. Now, with Chapter 2, I'm introducing quite a few new characters. This current concept that you're seeing right now is of Sunny, and he is kind of like a lovable goofball who's just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. The biggest thing about him, I drew a lot of inspiration from one of my friends that I worked with at Starbucks, and he bumped into me while I was actually putting all this stuff together, and I got to show him, and he agreed. But this next concept is of Winter, who is Sunny's sister. They both live together in Tenebris Bay in an apartment that they can barely afford. And this chapter, it's a big combination of things that I'm trying to learn as I go with. The last chapter, I love the feedback that you guys gave me. A few people said this seems a little rushed. Other times people said, well, these are kind of short episodes. So while this episode definitely took me a lot longer to finish, there's definitely a lot more love put into this one. And as you can see, I wanted to make all of my characters have a life of their own. I wanted to make sure that they stood out, so I practiced them first, and then I got straight into the comic. It takes place 6 months later, after Drake has been pulled into the bay by all of those hands, all those weird tentacle hands. And this is the first time that I decided to use 3D models to actually create the interiors, because drawing from memory all of the time can be very exhausting and it takes longer. So I decided to use SketchUp to render the interior of the apartment, since a majority of this episode takes place in Sunny and Winter's apartment. What I'll do is render that and basically copy it and paste it into Photoshop, draw over the top of it, then add the details necessary to make it look correct so that the couch looks a little bit more fluffy and all of that. And then plant the characters inside of that while I work. So I guess the big thing here that I'm trying to explain is I'm using a lot of new techniques and new approaches so that the quality of the comic only gets better with time. My long-term goal is to 3D render the entire town as well. I haven't done that yet, but I do have plans to do it. It's probably going to take me a little while. But I did want to open up and introduce some new characters with Sunny and Winter, and also introduce you guys to Styx, who we see at the very end of this. And also, Drake does make a return. It's a little confusing because you're probably wondering what the heck happened at the end of the last episode. Well, my plan is to sort of Tarantino this. I want to show you what's happened 6 months later and then backtrack and fill in the gaps. I feel like that'll be a lot more fun to write as well as to just tell the story. It kind of jumbles it up and, keeps you guessing, but makes you wonder what's coming next. So anyway, I just wanted to share my process for you guys visually so you can see all of the work that goes into this. And I hope you understand that I love making this comic, and more episodes are definitely going to come, but they'll be coming at a slower pace now just because I want to make every episode longer and take more time with it. I don't necessarily want to rush through it. If you guys like it, please leave some comments. If you have any critiques, any feedback that you think could make things even better, please definitely share that. I always love, I'm very receptive to feedback in the interest of making the comic better. So also, if you haven't even heard about this or you have no clue what I'm talking about, go to Webtoon and search Tenebris Bay and start reading it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyway, thanks for everything so far. I'm absolutely loving this. And I hope to talk to you guys soon in the comments on either YouTube or Webtoons. Take it easy in the meantime, and I will see you soon.